Welcome back, Mastercrafted Gaming fans. Kyle here to bring you the stuntiest of stunties. That's right, the Dwarves are here. Let's start off with a unit that is near and dear to a lot of Dwarf players. That's the Berserkers. These guys have seen a similar attack profile decrease as other units have across the board in the game, dropping down to 20 and 15 respectively instead of the old 20 and 25. But they did see a couple of different tweaks that help offset that. So now they've got Vicious, now they've got Wild Charge, now they've got a point decrease, now they've got a defense boost, and they've got this cool new rule where on the counter charge, they're also going to get Crushing Strength 1. That's pretty fantastic, so they're not just a charge in and be done kind of unit, and they needed something that would help them on the offense a little bit more, and I think the Crushing Strength offsets that quite a bit, even for the drop in attacks. You guys already saw the Bulwarkers in the preview that Mantic put out on the blog the other day, so let's jump straight into cavalry and go with the Dwarf Berserker Brock Riders. So this is a unit that a lot of people feared quite a bit in the game, and they've been adjusted in points and nerve costs, so that's going to be the big thing that you notice here. Attacks are staying the same, so that's fantastic. Speed and all that sort of thing is staying the same, so they're still going to have the same utility offensively, but their nerve has taken a pretty big drop by 4 points. They also took a 15-point points decrease, so that's very helpful as well. This is a unit that I think was very popular. You heard the phrase Brocks and Rocks quite a bit, so one goal for 3rd edition was to help spread out the unit option types and what you can build for an army and not just sort of funnel it down into one thing, and I think this is an adjustment that a lot of players will like that helps steer Dwarf players away from just doing Brock Riders and Earth Elementals. Next, let's take a look at the Iron Belcher Cannon. This is a war engine that was pretty much ignored in 2nd edition just because one shot was not really reliable enough. So you can see, as what we've done with the other war engines of similar types, this thing now has 2 shots and it's a little bit more reliable on what it's going to do when it hits. It also has an alternate shooting profile now, so you have the ability to shoot Grape Shot if an enemy kind of closes in on you. Even though it's only hitting on 6s, that's still a pretty decent option that you're not completely stuck to just going for the long range. I think this is going to be something that sort of complements the organ guns quite a bit, better than what it was, because organ guns in 2nd edition were pretty much the only thing that everybody took. So now you've got a lot more reliability and potential damage output in a unit that has more flexibility as well. So all around good change, and Dwarf players that want to go the route of heavy artillery, this is a really nice option. Next up, let's take a look at the Steel Behemoth. This thing saw some pretty noticeable changes right off the bat. So what you can see first and foremost is that the melee is now a 4+ instead of a 5+. And in order to sort of offset that, and again, make things more reliable, you'll see a trend amongst all armies in the game. Their attacks were lowered a little bit, but they're hitting a little bit better. So I've seen this on several other units, even ones that I haven't previewed, so this is something that's fairly common. So you're going to have more reliability in your dice, the dice that you do roll, even if there are less dice. So it sort of eliminates those spikes of high numbers, but at the same time, still gives you the ability to put out some hurt and do it reliably. So still same crushing strength, still same, breath attack sort of thing. Same type of unit, still behaves the same way, but it's something that I think a lot of Dwarf players built their armies around quite a bit when it came out in 2nd edition, and you're still going to have the option to upgrade to Golux Thunder, that sort of thing, but now as an upgrade it takes away the possibility of having 4 of them at a 2,000 point plus game. So you'll see this as an option similar to the Succubi Lurkers that could have the upgrade option as well. So hopefully you guys like this. I think it's a pretty sweet change, and you'll notice it's also a chariot type, so just to keep in mind. Lastly, let's do the Stone Priest. This is a spellcaster that is meant to support the Earth Elementals in your army specifically. So if you are still taking them, because, they're still awesome, let's be honest, they are now going to be Crushing Strength and Brutal at stock. But if you take the Stone Priest and purchase the Bane Chant upgrade and cast Surge on them, then you're going to have the ability to immediately cast Bane Chant into combat as well, taking them to Crushing Strength 2, and that's something that the Earth Elementals, struggled with. They could take the hit, but they couldn't really do that much offensively. So now with Brutal and the potential to have Crushing Strength 2, that's a really nice upgrade to a unit that makes them a lot more offensive than they were before. So I think everybody's going to like that. That's a pretty noticeable change, and he still inspires them. So pretty good, and hopefully you guys like that. The combat characters for Dwarves are still outstanding. I think that the Lord on Large Beast is probably still one of my favorites because he is absolutely, just a discount pain machine, in my opinion. Still fast, has nimble, and puts out a lot of hurt with decent number of attacks, that sort of thing. So I think you guys will like the changes to Dwarves. It's going to offer you a lot more flexibility in your army list. And with an army like Dwarves, you knew Ronnie wasn't going to nerf him into oblivion. So that's what we have. Yeah, I think the rest of this week we're going to do something else. I don't know. I've got my mind on a couple different things. It might be nature, might be Trident Realm. We'll see. So catch you guys next time. We'll see you on Thursday with the next preview.